Hello, and welcome to the second video for week 11. This is about controllers and controller mappings. This is going to be a pretty short one. We're going to add an additional controller mapping so that we can rotate that little blue cube that we had. So let's bring up the Unity project that we've been working on. Okay, there's our scene. And as you recall, we were able to move it around with our Xbox controller. And we're going to do something now. We're going to add another control. So let's go to our project settings, our input settings, and you notice that we have, there's our horizontal and vertical key mappings, horizontal and vertical controller mappings for the Xbox. We have all these other things, and again, we're going to talk about them later, but I want to add a new one. And to do this, I'm going to say, well, the number of these is now going to be 19. Notice that it just added another one called cancel down here. This is the one we're going to change. We could actually change any of these if we wanted, but let's go in and let's change that. Let's basically say that this is going to be called horizontal rotate. And we're going to basically move that to 0.01 is probably 0.1 is good here. I'm just making these up. They don't, like I said, they don't really matter. In fact, this can be 0 for this particular application. Okay. Now we're going to change it to be not a key or mouse button, but a joystick axis. Now we've got to figure out which axis we're going to use. Look at all of those axes. We've already used the X and the Y axis. That's from that first kind of, let me bring up my little screen here. Okay, the X and the Y axis are from this particular sort of little joystick on the Xbox controller. I want to use this one, and I want to use the left and right motion to rotate the cube. Okay, that's why it's going to be called horizontal rotate. How do I figure out which axis that is? Because there's a bunch of those on the Xbox controllers. Well, it's a little tricky. Unfortunately, you can't just print these things out. I tried to figure out how to do that. But I did find, lots of information on the web. And here is a listing of what the Xbox controls have. And notice that it's labeling that particular thing the fourth axis, left and right of that, and the fifth axis is going to be up and down. So we're going to use the fourth axis. But if we use it in this video, it won't work, because this is one of the annoying things. I'm recording this on my Macintosh, not on my Windows machine, and notice that the Macintosh mappings are different. That's no longer the fourth axis, it's the third axis. Right. Also, if you're going to be trying this with a Macintosh, you're going to have to install an Xbox controller driver. Links will be on the web page, and you can set it up there. Okay, well, let's go back and now do that. So we'll hide this away. So we'll go down here to our horizontal rotate. We don't really need these buttons either, so I can get rid of them. And down here, we're going to change the x-axis to the third axis. All right, because that's how it was mapped on the Macintosh. So let's go back here and let's go modify our code now. Okay, let's bring up our, where is it? Looks like I shut it down. Let me go ahead and I bring it back up, then we'll edit this guy. Sorry, it'll take it a second for the C# code editor to come up. Here we go. All right. Come on. Yeah. Okay. There it is. And notice that I've already typed it in. Okay. We're getting the axis now from the horizontal rotate. And again, we know that because we gave it that name. Horizontal rotate right there. Actually, it looks like I might have put in a typo there. Good thing I checked it. Okay, so that is now the thing that we're going to get our data from. Okay, so let's go back to our code and see what we did. We just get that floating number, then we do a rotation transform, multiplying it by the rotation speed around the y-axis, so this will spin it in place. And again, we're going to make that a public variable so that we can fill it in. Go back to our Unity project, and the rotation speed I found out was 1 is not bad, 3 is a little bit fast. Okay, but it should be set to go. Let me bring up my little screen again so you can see me doing this. Let me hit the play button. Okay, and first of all, there's our front and back. Yes, yes, yes. And now, ooh, rotation. Whoa. And notice we rotate it, and we can actually go in the movement, the direction where we rotate it. Isn't that fun? Look at that. We're just zipping that cube all over the place. So that's how you kind of do that. And you can like unlock all those axes on the joystick and have just lots of joy doing it, I'm sure. So we'll call that quits for now and go to our next thing, which is going to add sound to some of this.